Like many of us, I grew up wanting to be an archaeologist. Dinosaurs always have, and most likely always will, fascinate the inner child in me. And one of the best moments of my life was introducing my son to the Queensland Museum, which features a full-size Muttaburrasaurus, a true blue Aussie dinosaur, in the foyer. Much like the dinos themselves, Jurassic Park was another obsession of mine. And when I was a kid, I enjoyed visiting my friend's place to play the Super NES and the amazing Genesis version of the game. Limited run games have seemingly done the impossible by brokering deals and creating the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, initially announcing 5 games which then grew to 7 when they secured the Sega versions, which are arguably the best iterations to be included. How did they manage to do this? Limited Games finds a way. What's this carefully crafted collection like? Hold on to your butts as we find out. The collection itself is presented as slides, allowing you to select your game and jump right in. The games are sorted as 8-bit, portable, 16-bit, and Genesis. The 8-bit versions are the Master System or NES equivalent of games, portable is Game Boy, 16-bit is Super NES, and Genesis are the much revered Sega versions of the game. These aren't just simple ports, however, as there are several modern improvements and features to help make your time at the park more enjoyable. These features allow you to add a CRT or dot matrix filter, depending on the game, further taking you back in time, as well as the ability to save anywhere by opening the menu, which is presented as the mirror from the Jeep, which is a great touch. The best feature, however, is the ability to rewind the games like in the Forza series, making the sometimes punishing difficulty levels of the game a little bit easier to bear. Jurassic Park 8-bit. The NES version of the original Jurassic Park game sees you collecting dinosaur eggs while fighting attacking dinos off. It's fun to play but also frustrating with not a lot of direction on what you have to do initially. When I finally figured out how to open doors, much like the raptors in the movies, I was greeted with a question mark pickup that I collected and it instantly killed me, forcing me to restart. Thankfully, the rewind feature is your friend here and the game is enjoyable and definitely worth a playthrough. Jurassic Park Portable. A very similar experience to the NES version of the games. I thought it was really cool that limited run games added a dot matrix filter to emulate a Game Boy screen, which can be turned on and off. It's almost identical to the NES game, although for some reason I preferred to play this version despite it not being in colour. I did have a bit of trouble with the navigation until I switched to using the D-pad, but this was more on me than the game. Jurassic Park 16-bit. I missed this one the first time around, and after playing the NES and Game Boy versions, I initially thought it was just a 16-bit version of them. However, I played on to find it had some great Wolfenstein-type first-person shooter sections as you explored different buildings and areas, as well as small little puzzles to figure out. The presentation of this game looks great, and it's unique in the sense that there are several gameplay genres blended into one overall game. Jurassic Park Genesis. Arguably the best offering in this collection. The original Sega Genesis version of Jurassic Park allows you to play as both Alan Grant and the Velociraptor in a side-scrolling adventure that sees you start in the jungle after a jeep crash with the mission to fight your way to escape the park. The gameplay and platforming are tight and the animations are great. This iteration of the port is complete with scan lines and a classic CRT look that really captures the feel of the original version. The game does feature the same slowdown of the original when sliding and on some platform areas, but it perfectly captures the tension and tight gameplay of the same game we played as kids, whether it be piloting a dinghy downstream as Alan or stalking your prey as a Velociraptor. Jurassic Park 2. The chaos continues. To me, this is the weakest link in the lineup of titles. You play as a soldier who can select a variety of different missions that mainly entail a run-and-gun, Contra-style play. I might have to try and give this one another go, but for the life of me, I just can't seem to enjoy it. There are some invincible dinosaurs that you have to jump, and the speed of enemies make this one a frustrating exercise of entering a new area, rewinding, and trying again. I've read elsewhere that originally Nintendo Power did critique the original release, stating the difficulty was really unbalanced, and to me this one does seem like a step back from the original SNES release. Jurassic Park 2 The Chaos Continues portable. This version fared much better in my opinion as a side-scrolling shooter. The graphics and animations are fantastic, especially for its time, and it's an enjoyable mix of shooting and platforming. I didn't seem to have the frustrating difficulty spike of its SNES big brother, and I really enjoyed my time on this one. Jurassic Park Rampage Edition on Genesis. Another classic I missed in the day. The Rampage Edition features both Alan and the Velociraptor as playable characters, but really ramps up the pacing of the first Genesis game. I did enjoy the Alan sections of the game, but could probably skip the Raptor sections if I'm being honest. It's still a good game in its own right, but loses a bit of charm of the original by making Alan a one-man murdering machine facing off against both dinosaurs and soldiers. Overall, the Jurassic Park Classics game collection is a well put together library of the games of our childhood. The added features make these classic games even more enjoyable, and the entire presentation of the package is slick and easy to navigate. It's clear that the team behind this collection are fans of the franchise, and that care and respect for the source material shines through in this epic collection of games. So can this collection hold up to today's standards and be enjoyable for all? You bet Jurassic can. I award this a 90 out of 100.